Hello my friends, new video today. This time around we're going to have a look into Axie Infinity, one of the crypto projects that I'm pretty sure of that 99% of you guys who are watching this video right now have already heard of, or at least have seen being mentioned in the projects you've been invested in. So what exactly is Axie Infinity? Axie Infinity is a so-called play-to-earn game, basically a crypto game that has been around for quite a while, and its biggest advantage right now is that it's grown so big and has basically a lot of funds that they can use and allocate to provide a nice experience and of course upgrade their current project itself. So there's no real danger in the project not being funded correctly, which most of the smaller crypto projects right now face. Like when there's no hype, then they usually lack the funds. They don't really have money to pay the people, the developers, etc., etc. But Axie Infinity, they don't really see these troubles as much as other crypto games, and that, of course, makes this, at least in my perspective, as one of the survivors of the current crypto bear market. So of course, this also means that they can profit from that. So, what makes this game so special? So, at some point, they had 2.8 daily active players, at least according to their own website. That's their current data, or at least that's what they are telling you. In reality, this is not really that accurate anymore. I think this was like during the hype, when basically all the Philippine people were storming into the market. That's pretty much what I believe. That's where this number is from. Think recently I've seen it on their AXICon. I think it's in the 100,000s, like 100 to 200,000 daily active players, but I'm not too sure on the exact amount. But that's pretty much the playground that we are going to be in when it comes to the daily players. And what does this actually mean? So the bad side, of course, is this means that Axie Infinity lost a huge amount of players. The good side, however, is that it's still being played by hundreds of thousands of players every single day. So even though it may not look like the game is still alive, because percentage-wise, the game lost so much players. Let's just say it's 90% of players that they lost. We shouldn't really focus on what's lost, but like on what's still there. And if we just look at the numbers, just do the math, then we can see it's still hundreds of thousands of players that are actively playing this game. And that's what's actually crazy, right? Like, imagine you build a game made into a play-to-earn project. Not really here to criticize the whole idea of play-to-earn and stuff like that, but like obviously, if you just make a project that's play to earn and not like play and earn or play and earn a little bit, then naturally it's not really going to be sustainable, right? Like there's no magic internet money that just spawns around when you do internet tasks. That's just not something that works out. So in this case, Axie Infinity isn't really profitable for most players. At least not those who would like to reach higher places in the leaderboard and have to buy expensive teams, runes, and charms. However, you can still see that the game is played by hundreds of thousands of players, and that means that this game actually has a very huge core player base, and that's something that's truly valuable, especially in the crypto market and the crypto scene. So that's something I really highly admire with crypto games that can do this, is establishing a core player base that's really in it for the long run. So what does all this have to do with the Axie Infinity token and its token price? Well, I myself, I've been looking at this game for a long time, and for some time I was invested, sometime I was not, because I was invested elsewhere, or just I didn't really see the opportunity here anymore. However, personally, if we just look at the charts and just check the prices and what seems stable, and as a secure margin, you can pretty much get the idea for it, right? Like, we don't really have to look at this part. Like, let's just focus on this part, right? Like you can see the token price before the real hype was a long time in the $4 to $8 range. As you can see, it had the $8, went down to $4. Then there was a huge hype driving the prices into enormous heights. At one point, the token price was like $160, and if you just have a look into the fully diluted market cap, that's like a times 15 from here. Just imagining a crypto game being worth around $40 billion, it's just insane. It's just crazy to just think about such an evaluation of a crypto project. But if you really think about it, Axie Infinity itself built a huge metaverse around itself. It translated and redeveloped its own project. Like, we got the V3, we got Origin, we got Ronin, Ron token, and the whole idea behind this, and new games coming onto this market. And that, of course, means that the project itself, it has grown, it became different, it developed. I'm not really saying that it's gone better or worse. However, as you can see, it has grown into something bigger. That's something we can all agree on, hopefully. And the token price went lower and lower and lower. So this is, of course, due to the current bear market situation when it comes to crypto. But it also means that we saw a huge sell-off. Right now, it's only valued at like $12 to $16 more or less. There's always some ups and downs where you see like $20 per token, or just $11 or $10 per token, but that's pretty much the range that we are seeing these days. And personally, this right here, the fully diluted market cap, is still insane, right? Like $3.4 billion for a crypto game. That's insane. It's just crazy to just think about. Like, that's so much money. It's a whole company worth of token, right? Like, it's crazy to just think about. But what we shouldn't forget is that this project is the biggest play to earn, or the biggest crypto gaming project there is right now. It's ranked 48 when you have a look at all the token that exist in the entire token space, including the stable coins, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these other huge coins. And among all these huge, immense valuations, Axie Infinity actually manages to hit the 48th rank, and that's just, it's crazy to just think about. But like, why is this so special, or why could this be an opportunity right now to get into, or to have a look into? And that's, personally, I think around the $10-ish mark. Like, it doesn't really matter if it's $10, $12, or $15. I think that's a pretty decent entry point if you are deciding to get into the project right now. Not really looking from a player perspective, like a token holder and staker perspective. Why? Because it actually makes the Axies, or the breeding of Axies, affordable. The price is not high, so Axies that are being bred are affordable too. So we're speaking just about a couple dollars when breeding Axies, so that's fine, that's affordable. And at the same time, it's not so low that you would say, oh, it's not really worth anything, it's scam, or it's not really anything great anymore. So on both ends, this mark is a pretty decent price. And at the same time, if you were to stake the token, you will actually see a pretty decent return on the token price, right? Like, the token itself, better said. So right now the APR is quite high for the token staking. I'll make a separate video about that. You can restake it daily, just have to pay a couple RON. And of course, even if the token price is not going to skyrocket, even if it were to turn into some sort of stable coin, quote unquote, even if the price were to remain at $12, or even go lower to like $11, and after you bought in at $12, $0.85, you'll still make quite the profit because of the high staking returns, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Naturally, right? All these things that I'm saying right now are, of course, no financial advice, and you should always do your own research. However, even if the token plummets a bit, you're still going to be part of one of the biggest crypto projects and the biggest gaming crypto project, at least right now. I'm not sure, maybe Illuvium is going to go even higher. We don't know. However, this project right here has a huge first mover advantage. It built its own, it really actually built its own kind of franchise. Like, to me personally, the Axie Infinity of crypto is like the Pokemon of gaming. You have this similar perspective where you can pretty much use the idea of Pokemon or Axies in lots of different games, and you can market it as such and make huge revenue, not just with the games itself and the reinvesting by breeding and stuff like that, but also with the franchise itself, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that if Axie Infinity were to sell t-shirts saying I'm an Axie Infinity founder and limits it to, like, I don't know, 100,000, I'm pretty sure that's going to be sold off right away, and people are going to stack up on these t-shirts because they are so fond of this whole system, this whole Axie system. So that's something to keep in mind. That's something that in an investor's mind or in a general opinion is actually worth so much more than just a small number that you can see on the screen. Like the loyalty and the viewership basically of these projects are what actually is valued so much higher, and it's so hard to put into value, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth anything. It's rather the opposite. It's worth a huge amount, and it's actually going to be insanely important for projects like these, especially when you're in a bear market situation. So, to make it short conclusion, do I feel Axie Infinity as a project is good? Well, yeah. Short answer, yeah. Axie Infinity, first mover advantage, biggest project, play to earn wise, gaming wise, in the crypto space. It's widely known, it's secure, it's mostly stable, and it has a set amount of core users that really plays the game, and of course brings new people into the game as well. So Axie Infinity has all these advantages that make it a good investment. Does that mean that you should plunder your bank account and put all your life savings into this? No, it does not. And does it also mean that you should invest for any price? No, it does not either. However, if you are not invested by now and you like the project and you would like to get a slice of the whole play to earn metaverse gaming crypto environment, then I highly advise you to DCA into it. I don't know, set up a savings plan. Let's say you got $1,000 for crypto each month, or let's not say 1,000. Let's say $100. Let's say just $100, and you put like $20 in the first project, $20 in the other project, and let's say you also put $20 into Axie Infinity each month. Then you're surely doing a lot of things right. Like, this price certainly is not the worst one, as we can see by the price chart, and it also is a great opportunity to invest into the biggest project there is in the play to earn space, alongside the huge loyalty of the fan base, and of course the huge franchise model that Axie Infinity provides right now, right? Like, we're everyone who is in it now, even though it may seem overvalued with a valuation of $3.5 billion, we're still quite early. The whole crypto system, the whole metaverse gaming play to earn or play and earn system is still in development. We can still see lots of problems and troubles that are arising. For example, when Axie lost a couple $100 million by their bridge, but that still doesn't mean that this is the end. It's rather a new beginning, and of course, in such new beginnings, there's a chance of buying far too much, far too high, but there's also a chance of getting in at the right spot. And personally, to avoid high volatility and to avoid the high risks, I would highly advise you to set up the amount you'd like to waste, quote unquote, waste on crypto each month. Then you have like a couple of projects. Maybe you have 10 different projects: Ethereum, Bitcoin, Axie, Illuvium, and so on and so forth, and a couple other ones. And each month you purchase a tiny bit of your preferred token, and you just purchase it no matter the price. If it's at $10, you buy some. If it's at $50, you buy some. If it's at $1, you buy some. You just keep going. And then, like, let's say 5 years, out of your 10 projects of your choosing that you've done your research on, that you've not dependent on this video, but like your own research, that you've maybe consulted other people, and that you've made your research, then you'll have 10 projects, and in 5 years, some of them will have failed. Maybe you have 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 flops in those 10 projects that you've chosen, but you're guaranteed to have some successes, and there are surely going to be some projects that will have done great over the time. You'll have some that have tripled, some that have gone up times 10 or times 50 or times 100. And I think in the long run, you're definitely going to profit from that outlook. At least that's what the whole investing scene has been proving the last decades and even centuries, actually. Like, it doesn't really matter if it's the stock market or the crypto market. Those people that have bought into it steadily, monthly, at high prices, at low prices, they've all profited to some degree over the long run. And the longer they were in the market, the more they could profit. So I highly advise you to not try to time the market, just stay in the market and buy regularly into it. And I do think right now it's a decent opportunity to start, in case you're wondering if Axie Infinity in these tiring days is still a good invest. Anyway, that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and stay safe when deciding for your crypto projects. That's for the video. Goodbye.